Hello, I'm Jane of Loopy's Place and I'm coming today with another in our series of a handmade home. One of the things that I've also wanted to do this year, and this is prompted by a number of my students that I have on the community classes, is that they're looking at ways to recycle, to be more aware of the environmental impact that we have. So I've been investigating some of the common things we use around the home and seeing if we can create some reusable versions of them. So this time it's reusable washing up sponges. Not that you could call them sponges at the moment. I did some research and looked at the different ways different people had suggested making them. I've tested a few out and this is where I've come today with the things that I've found work best and those that don't work. So, from some of the videos I watched, one that I haven't tested is that they suggested using a lace doily on the scratchy side. Here, this is the method that I prefer to use and it's tested, and I will do a video tutorial of how I've made those coming up. I've used toweling on the one side. Some will use just ordinary fabric. For the scratchy side, some have suggested using lace doilies. I've not tested that. What I did try is the fruit bags. Now this one is a plasticky version, a net, and that has worked quite well. You do need a couple of layers. You need to make sure that you cut it wide enough so it doesn't come out of the stitching. The ones that are made up of different threads, that doesn't work so well. They catch and they split quite easily. I didn't find those as effective. One of the other things that I tried was chiffon. These have come from packaging for wool deliveries and fabric deliveries, I think, over the years. With that, I found it was too sheer. Couldn't get, it wasn't enough key on there to be scrubby. The one that I found to be best is by recycling one of these bath scrunchies. So you've got these nylon fibres. So what I did is I had a couple that had gone past their best and I took them apart. If you do that, you'll have to wash the centre. So when I took it apart, I did give this a wash to clean out all the debris that had collected around the centre. But basically what you've got is a tube, this nylon-y type honeycomb structure. So what I did, I would cut sections off and just use both of the thicknesses on it. So that's what's on this side. When you're cutting it, you want to make sure it's a fair bit bigger than what you're sewing, and don't trim it back. Once I found that I trimmed back is it'll get caught on things in the washing, it'll get caught on things in the washing up bowl, and if you cut it too close to the seam, it comes undone, and so you end up with little fibres everywhere. So that is my dream combination. Recycled toweling on the back. The ones with cotton on are fairly good, but if you use recycled flannel or toweling, it absorbs the water and it gives a nice surface to start washing your pots with. I don't have a dishwasher, so I wash everything by hand. Because of the way that my house is built, the tank up here, which is on the second floor, so it's got to go down 2 floors to get to the sink. So when I start running my water, it takes a while for the hot water to go, but it all goes in the bowl and I just fill it up. And it's usually too hot to wash straight away, so I just fill up the bowl, leave everything to soak, and then I'm using these to wash up. And I haven't had an issue. I've cleaned crumbled pots, tins from the oven, give it a good soak, and that's usually enough to make these effective. I've got a layer of fabric underneath, so you've still got a pretty layer under that, and that protects the inside as well. Inside, I've got towel inside one side, got fabric and this netting over the other side, and on each side then I've got a layer of wadding, and I'm using the cotton wadding. And then I stuff it, and I've been stuffing it with all my offcuts of wadding, fabric, all the trimmings that go in. And you want to overfill fill it when you come to stuffing it, because over time and in water it will condense. So this is not as puffy as it was when I started. So after using some, I have been making sure that it's overfilled. These will have a certain shelf life. They're not going to last forever. However, I use one and it goes in the washing, and I rotate, so I've got one for every day. It's not allowing for build-up of germs. You can put it on a hot wash if you need to. And it's certainly going to last a lot longer than if you're buying the washing up sponges from a shop. So in the longer run it will be a lot kinder to the environment. As I said, I've been using these now since the summer, so probably about 3 months or so now. And I really do like these ones, so I'm going to continue to use them. As I need to, I will make them to replace them. And the joy of it is then, apart from this outer bit, if you're using natural fibres, it can then just go into compost afterwards. If it has to go into landfill, it's not going to have such a damaging effect as the washing up sponges. I hope that's given you some ideas. As you can see from the outside, I haven't been too fussy about the thread that I've used on the towel inside. You don't notice this one's just come out of the washing. But for washing up, nobody's going to worry. So it's great for using up those bits of thread on your spools as well. So I do hope you found that useful. I will come back with a tutorial and it will go up on the blog, and you'll be able to have access to that. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications when new content goes on. New content is uploaded, and I'll be back very soon. In the meantime, do take care. Bye for now.